Pavanji. Good afternoon from London, and it's lovely to have you back with us. And for those who don't know much about what we are doing, we are studying the book Sri Living Hanuman, and we are studying the Sri Hanuman Chalisa. And we are going verse by verse to understand the meaning of what it truly means to live Hanuman in yourself. So today we are taking up verse 11. And Pavanji, like always, I'm just going to quickly go through something and then give you over the control to make us understand in depth. So the verse 11 is Lai Sajivan Lakhan Jiaye Shri Raghubir Harshi Ur Lai. And there's an English translation which says, fetching the magic, healing herb, bringing life to Lakshmana's face with joyous heart and every nerve, he took you in his embrace. And an in point meaning, I heal all with my touch, with my words, with my deeds, and with my look. So very different from what kind of we have understood always. We have always understood that Sri Hanumanji got Sanjeevani, and that's what got Sri Lakshmanji to life, and Ramji was happy. That's all we kind of understood all through our childhood till now. So I'll give it to you for you to like explain to us how you have beautifully explained in the book so many intricate kind of threads that are around this singular verse.
So, Lai Sajivan Lakhan Jiaye, Shri Raghuvir Harshi Ur Lai. Now, you rightly said the top meaning of it, the simple meaning of it is Hanumanji brought the herb, which is known as Sanjeevani, Lai to bring Sanjeevani, the herb. Lakhan, Lakshmana, Jiaye brought him to life. The literal meaning of the verse we have already seen, you have stated. But a spiritual text is interpreted at many layers. Here, interestingly, this is verse number 11. And in the 11th verse, the 11th incarnation of Hanumanji as Shiva is being introduced. Hanumanji as the Ekadash Rudra is being introduced. Ekadash Rudra is Hanuman himself. And here he is being introduced in a very, very subtle way as the Mrityunjay Shiva, one who brings victory over death, who grants victory over death, or brings people back from death into life, from death into life. That is what Mrityunjay Shiva will do. And in that context, there is a Vidya or a science known as Mrit Sanjeevani Vidya, the science of bringing back to life. Mrit Sanjeevani Vidya. And that Mrit Sanjeevani Vidya is centered around a mantra which is known as the Mrit Sanjeevani Mantra, which is an intertwining of the Gayatri Mahamantra and the Mahamrityunjay Mantra. These are the only two mantras in the Vedas who have this title Maha with them. Gayatri is known as a Mahamantra, Gayatri Mahamantra, and the Mrityunjay Mantra is also known as Mahamrityunjay Mantra. These are Mahamantras. These are highly potent mantras. They are almost like, these two mantras are like panacea. Mahamrityunjay Mantra is a panacea for all physical ailments or illnesses, or even physical conditions like poverty. Poverty also can be treated as a challenge, as a financial health challenge. And Gayatri is a panacea for all emotional, mental, spiritual challenges and to overcome them. Gayatri Mantra is the mantra of light. Mahamrityunjay Mantra is the mantra of love. These two together, they are intertwined together in a special way in the Mrit Sanjeevani Vidya. But you are aware that we do the Shri Mantra, which uses these two mantras together with certain syllables embedded from the Shri Yantra, Shri Kula, to make it a Amrit Sanjeevani Mantra. All the time, the word Sanjeevani is with it. Sanjeevani, bringing back to life, bringing all the forces of life together into life. Thus, a person comes into life, not only by breathing alone. So that is a subtle hint, very, very subtle, very far-fetched it might sound. But when you study the book Living Hanuman, you understand that this is a very direct hint to Hanuman being the 11th Rudra, being introduced in the 11th verse here, as the one who brings to life. Now here it is Lakshmana who is being brought to life. Lakshmana stands for many things. At one level, he stands for you and me. He stands for a warrior of light, a warrior of light who's fighting on the side of light and gets hit and falls flat. To bring such a warrior of light back into life. Lakshmana also stands for measures, propriety, Maryada. Today being Ram Navami, and Bhagwan Ram is supposed to have been incarnated today on planet Earth 7,000 years ago. And Bhagwan Ram is considered to be an incarnation of Maryada. Maryada means propriety, what ought to be done. So what ought to be done, Lakshmana represents that. In the context of Ramcharitmanas, in the story of Sita ji in the forest, Lakshmana draws a line around Sita. Imagine that line becoming unconscious. The set of ought to be done becomes unconscious. Hanuman brings it into life, brings it back to life, brings life into that. So, Lai Sajivan Lakhanjiay, Shri Raghuveer Harashi Urlaye. Here, it is not only that Bhagwan Ram brought Hanuman to his heart, this portion of verse can be interpreted as, to the heart of Bhagwan Ram, Hanuman brought joy. Bhagwan Ram was grieving, Hanuman brought joy into his heart. So Hanumanji here is represented as one who brings life into those who are dead, that which falls dead. To that extent, it becomes the nurturing, nourishing, enabling aspect of Hanumanji. And on the other side, he brings joy, which is his loving, fragrant aspect. And thus the two words of the Mahamrityunjaya mantra, Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. Sugandhim, fragrant aspect, the joy aspect of the mantra. And Pushtivardhanam, the nurturing aspect, the healing, curing aspect, Pushtivardhanam. These two, and I have mentioned in the biography of Hanumanji and otherwise also in the book, Triyambakam, the Mahamrityunjaya mantra, is devoted, is offered into one who is Triyambakam. Amba also means mother. Amba also means father. Hanumanji is one who has been traditionally represented as having three fathers and three mothers, all that we have seen. So here there's that subtle hint is here of Hanumanji being Shiva himself. And Hanumanji bringing joy and gladness into the heart of Bhagwan Ram. And Ram here is considered, is called as Raghuveer. Raghu means, Ra means light, Gha means one who kills with that light, one who uses light to kill. So one who is enlightened and who uses light to enlighten, to kill darkness. Raghu. And Veer, one who is a warrior of light. So to that extent, Bhagwan Ram is the warrior of light, and all the warriors of light were his soldiers, including Lakshmana. So here that mention of warrior of light is being brought out. And here, so Sita ji has been introduced in the previous verse where Hanumanji goes to Sita ji and shows himself up in a subtle form. Then Lakshmana has been introduced here where Hanumanji brings life into Lakshmana, and Bhagwan Ram is also introduced here. So these three main entities who dwell in his life, in his heart, Ram, Lakhan, Sita, around which the whole Ramcharitmanas is woven around, are all introduced here. This is what I would like to say.
So from the book, there are 2-3 archetypal, examples that you have introduced, which I would love the readers to understand. You've introduced Indrajit, who's the one whose arrows shot Lakshman, and his archetypal representation from a psychological point of view, and how you associate it to somebody in everyday life, like we the people. It's amazing. Like it brought me joy simply. And then you have given this very subtly, you have put how we perceive mountains. And like people go to mountains when they travel and they feel so joyous and they feel so calm, and you have given, of course, that reference, but how it also represents the energy of collaboration and synergy and creativity. I found that very interesting, how you have kind of given a different viewpoint to how we perceive mountains every day. And then towards the end of, there is a lot that I love, but there's one particular line from this. It says, which you have written, I believe, I'm like, you have not given any reference to any other text, so I'm assuming that this is exactly your thought. It says, act as if it all depends only on your deeds, and pray as if it all depends only on your prayers. Together in sync, success will manifest. So, pray as if all your life depends on the prayers. We all do it. I think we do it every day. But act as if everything depends on your deeds is something that we need to be more conscious and aware about. And then towards the end of it, you have mentioned the Ayurvedic Sanjeevani herbs, which I think a lot of us have now started to live a more holistic and a wholesome life by incorporating, ashwagandha or goji berries, spirulina. Now we are kind of inclining more towards it, when we have recognized that during the corona times, people have sort of moved away not only from the mainstream pharmaceutical, but also towards things that are more towards building up from the inside, and which has been mentioned so many years ago in text. So we see that how the scriptures kind of bring from the past into our lives today, which we have forgotten. And then at the end of it, there is a my action point, which says to appreciate and embrace my fellow colleagues or family members. My takeaway point personally from this one was the line that I have highlighted, that act as if all depends only on your deeds. But when I read your my action point, and we often forget how to appreciate and show gratitude to those who are kind of nearly all the time there for us. If some outsider comes and done something for us, we often express a lot more thank yous and please and sorry. But to our own people, so it was a gentle reminder for me. And with that, I will also show my gratitude to you for the time you give us and for the energy you put in with all of us. Not everyone knows in this video that we are studying this as a kul, like as a group of people who are inclined to know, understand themselves more. And I would, from all of us, from all our sides, thank you. And take care. See you next time.